Welcome to day two. Today was definitely a lot easier to click on the record button. I guess the hardest part now was trying to figure out what I'm going to talk to about for 30 days. Me kind of liking technology and everything, I pulled up ChatGPT and plainly asked it, hey, I'm doing a 30-day challenge talking to the camera. What can I talk about? And it spit out 30 questions. Every week is going to be a different topic. Today being day two, it's basically why I became a realtor, to share my experience and to share my story. Um, it all started back in '07 when my roommate was a realtor. He became a realtor about a year or two before, and he hounded me to get my license. And what really caused me to go through with it was my dad was living in Mexico back then, and he called me up that a friend of his wanted to buy some property, wanted to develop some land, and needed a plot, wanted to put up a condo on South Padre Island, a high-rise building. So I got my license, and we started looking. I met some really cool people on the island. My broker back then was from the island, so he knew everybody, and we finally found that property. And at that point, man, I was seriously just counting the money before I even earned it. I'm getting ready to retire. And then when we found the property, everything was getting sorted out. I got a call in the morning. I think it was somewhere around '08, and from the people in Monterrey, Mexico. And the guy asked me, "Have you seen the news?" And I'm like, "No, why?" We're not going to be moving through with the operation. I'm like, "Why not?" Turned on the news, and turned out that the dollar was now more expensive for Mexico. Basically, the peso devaluated, so they pulled out. Luckily, at that time, for me anyway, I wasn't dependent on real estate full time. I actually worked for the Health and Human Services Commission as a caseworker. Yeah, the ones that worked with people and helping them out with food stamps and TANF, which back then it's called Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. And I did that for 13 years. Uh, After a certain point, I wanted more, and I went into the private sector, doing marketing for for, for human health, basically working with the elderly, in a marketing capacity, trying to get them help and doing marketing for home nursing, not homes, but uh, just medical care at home more than anything. And then I went, after I worked there for a year, it was an opportunity to work with the Community Development Corporation in Brownsville. And that was really piqued my interest a lot more in real estate and how educating people is a necessity. Our client base was people that weren't doing well also economically, trying to get them into homes and trying to teach them the positives of home ownership and how important it is. And the company or the development corporation would basically buy old houses, fix them up, and through grants, give people the ability to become homeowners. Uh, I did that for almost less than a year, and then I moved to Austin, worked as an intelligence analyst. Uh, my job got relocated, so took a year off. The severance package was pretty nice, and result I moved to San Antonio, and then got a call from a friend of mine who worked for a real estate company. Who said, "Hey, we're hiring in San Antonio. You're interested? You still have your license?" I was like, "Well, I need to activate it." And as I say, the rest of history. I've been an agent with Orchard for about 5 years since the pandemic of 2020. And that's basically my story. My whole thing about real estate is just education. And I try and educate my clients as best as possible and let them know what the ins and outs are and just kind of guide them through the process. I firmly believe that a realtor is more of a consultant than a salesperson. Houses sell themselves. If you can work with your clients and price the houses correctly, make sure they look good, or price them accordingly to what they look like, then you're golden. It shouldn't be very difficult to sell the house. Um, as far as my story as a realtor, that's pretty much my entire story as a realtor. One of my hobbies now that I'm getting into is I like the editing part of this whole YouTube thing. Maybe doing some videography as well. Actually, I took some clips today. We went out to lunch to a place called Mi Torreon. And right now, the video should have started by now. It's just a small clip. What the type of food they give, it's gorditas or flautas. Basically Mexican food. The place is really good. So if you're ever in San Antonio, live in San Antonio area, you got to go to this place. It is just phenomenal. Uh, and that's about it for today. On day 2, now it's time for the shameless plug, as everybody on YouTube does. And if you like the video, hit the subscribe button. Like the video, as you all. And if you're in San Antonio and you need a realtor, give me a call. If you need a realtor anywhere in Texas, give me a call and I'll be more than happy to refer someone out to you. So let's see how. Well, for now, I guess that's a goodbye then. Let's just see how day 3 goes. See y'all tomorrow.